Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. And as you could see, the Rhinebeck car show swap meet did not disappoint. I kind of held back a little bit, tried to keep the amount of stuff coming home down, but I did find a lot of interesting, and let me just go through it quickly. The most expensive thing I bought was this Craftsman power washer. It came from a guy who rehabs animals. You find a deer that's been hit by a car or something, you bring it to his house, and he rehabs it and finds a home for it if it can't go back to nature. So that's what he does. He was selling this pressure washer to raise funds. $100. I ended up giving him $75 for it. It's hardly been used. Came with all the parts, the whole shooting match, and it has a Honda motor on it. Who couldn't pass that up? After buying that, a friend of mine had this one. This one's suffering from the crusties, but the pressure washer is good. It comes with all the pieces, but the engine's free to turn over, all that shooting match. So I gave him 10 on that. Big things. I bought this cart and metal from a guy. I didn't give him much. I think these are two big aluminum plates. You can see how tall they are. I think I gave him 25 for the whole shooting match. He obviously pulled the U-boat out of a garbage bin somewhere, but it rolls easily right down the driveway. So I don't know if anybody's ever used one of these type of carts, but they're really handy for firewood. Obviously, you could pile all kinds of stuff on them, and you could also shelf them across the top. Use a couple of bed frames so you could kind of lock them in, and then you could top shelf them. So once again, whenever you find a cart like that, especially reasonable, these plates were probably taken out of the same dumpster. They're thick aluminum. What are they, about 2 foot by 40 inches tall, maybe 4 foot tall. These are the kind of things that if you had an uneven loading dock, you would just kind of put them down and then roll up on them. They're thick enough to do that. So that was the most expensive. Here's the least expensive. This was a box load, free, right? Diamond plate. I'm told the pump is good. It doesn't leak or anything. This is a box load of idler. I see stuff like that. I think of putting together a project, and you need to guide the chain and you need to guide the belt. Once again, there's a box load of it in here. Came with a reflector and a bright orange rag. Next up is this rolling cart, so to speak. You can see it's the DeWalt version. We're talking, and he offered me the cart for $25. So I jumped on it, and then he was starting to take the stuff out, and he said, hey, you can have the cart and everything in it for $35. So, I took a quick look at it. That's one of those flexible saws. Came with pliers, gloves, this blade, and that's cobalt. 40-volt new battery. Sawzall blade. So I went $35 on the entire deal. I also had a few things to carry at the time, so it was handy being able to put all that junk inside of that and just roll it away. So what's on the tailgate here is a bunch of stuff. It averaged somewhere around a buck per. Like, I picked up 3 of these and they were $4. These were $1 each, right? Bending tubing, antenna. This strap and all holds a tank to a beam. I bought this for the box, but there's a gel battery in here, toys, Exolite, small pliers, precision screwdrivers. These are always interesting. This is for a butcher to use. I like the parallel pliers. This needs to be oiled up a little bit, but the jaws close in a parallel way. This is straight through Armstrong, but the shank goes all the way through, so it could be driven with a 1/4-inch drive. Interesting pliers. One I don't have yet. American-made scissors. This stuff through. This is benchtop. Anybody remember Kmart? So there you go. Yeah, all $1. These grommets or bushings or whatever, I figured they could be used to hold plastic on an all-terrain vehicle as bumpers. Just this whole box of stuff was $20. But when you see you get blue wire, blue is one of those colors that's actually kind of hard to find. Fuse holder, that was $2.50 alone, right? $7 for that. Anyway, this whole box of stuff was $20. These were 4 for $5. And when I look at this, I'm thinking to myself, cut it off, make bumpers out of it. So once again, 4 for $5. Hardware. So there are 50 M6x1s, stainless steel. I go through these are the most common bolt in the world for Honda all-terrain vehicles. You saw I bought the ones with the flanges. These are without the flanges, so handy to have. This was $5. It was actually part of another deal, but let's call it $5 for an easy number. I picked up that I was dying for another drill, but this came with the drill and the charger, and it uses the same batteries as the Craftsman, right? So I paid $10 for that. I couldn't let it go, at $10 just to get the batteries to add additional power to my Horde. That's never a bad thing. This fan, mounting hardware, the whole shoot match, it has 10 on it. It was part of another deal. We'll call it 10 for the ease of counting, but it was probably less than that. I believe this upholstered piece goes in the back of a 1971 Boss Mustang. I'm not positive about that, but I think that's the story. The guy told me his belt was beginning to slip a little bit, so let's not take all this stuff too seriously. What I bought it for is kind of as a cushion for the golf cart. I paid all of $5 for it. You can't make that or anything like that for $5, so I went for it. Seems to be about the right width. It's about 40 inches. Electric golf carts, that's about the right width for it. For the gas-powered ones, they're just a touch wider. So $3 to $5 items, once again part of package deals. So somebody went through the trouble of building this box, putting this long cord on it. You can see the various wires. I think I went 3 on this. This supposedly works. It was 18 volts. I wanted to make a video where I convert. You could see that's one of those push-in batteries. convert batteries so that you can go back to using all your old hand tools. Jumper cables, I like these because the wire was pretty thick. Same reason why I kind of bought this guy. The wire's thick. I need to rewire the John Deere 575 skid steer over there. Seems that not enough power is getting to the starter. You guys will see a video on that. I got to replace the starter and wire it up better. I don't think I'm going to keep that. I'm kind of one of those little bit claustrophobic types, and I find that when I climb in the cab I get a little twitchy, so I think it's got to go. In this milk crate, these go to a Rapture. My buddy Phil replaced them. They like have no miles on them. I'm not sure what the fan goes to, but I paid him 40 bucks for the crate and the 2 fans. And I got 3 of these guys here. What you do is you put it in your drill and you use it to split firewood. I bought 3 because he had 3. So anyway, this whole thing was 40 bucks. I was looking at these to cut them up for bumpers. I don't know, somebody will probably call me up and say, no, don't do that, I need them. So, get to me before too long. Once again, all this stuff is new. He even included a box of hardware down there. So I picked up a couple of all-terrain vehicle motors. This is a Kawasaki KLT 160 shaft drive, 5-speed with reverse. It was not created with an electric starter. The shift is welded. I do not have the recoil for that. I'm not particularly attached to this motor, so it might become parts, it might get traded, right? Shaft drive motors are kind of hard to do much of anything with, given that the shifter's welded and all. It's, you know, I'm not thinking it's got a whole load of value. I also picked up, this is a Yamaha engine. It's a 200cc. It did not come with the recoil. I do have a recoil for it off another machine, right? The engine's free. It seems to be alive, you know, finger and turn it over. It has a little bit of compression. The shifter is not welded and also 200cc recoil start motor. I don't know if these came through with reverse or not. It's off, once again, Yamaha 3-wheeler Trimoto 200, I guess it was called. Yeah, I don't know if they have reverse. Finishing up, I gave a guy, it was like 25 bucks for all these materials. You could see titanium, right? I believe these 2 panels are stainless steel, and just so you can see the size of them, this is like 4 by 2, maybe 22 inches by 48 inches. I also, from him, I got this Lexan PVC Ultram, Lexan Ultram, Delrin, epoxy glass, graphite, nylon, polypropylene, right? I got all this Peak 30% C ABS. He did a clean out at a model shop. So a lot of times these little blocks of a polymer come in really, really handy for making things. Like, let's say you're trying to put together something to charge a battery, if you get something like this and cut a piece off, and you can insulate 2 metal bars, so as you slide this down on the battery to charge it, right, directionality, the 2 leads are separated, and you could do something like that with it. If you're making a box, perhaps it's a lot easier to use, you know, set this up as a couple of ends of the box rather than getting all fancy with making the sheet metal. So anyway, that's why I picked up the modeling material. And just finishing up, the trailer tires, I think I went $5 each on those. They hold air. The pattern would put them on a golf cart, so even though the wheel itself is rounded out a little bit where it bolts on, they'd be fine for a golf cart. I don't plan on going all that fast. I picked up this whole bucket of Phillips heads. I don't know, that's got to be, what, 6, 7 inches long, right? 1, 2, 3, well, 5 or 6 anyway. So the whole bucket was $30. I don't know if anybody's bought hardware lately, but the stuff has gotten crazy expensive. So whenever you could get a deal on it, you always want to jump. Anyway, so this was the Rhinebeck flea market. You guys will see a preview video for the auction, the Hudson auction. I'll be up there Saturday. Today is Thursday. I'm going to go up today to preview. That video will go up tonight, the preview, and then next week, whatever I buy there, you'll get to see. This video, I think, is going to go up Sunday, right? Hopefully I'll have time to process it with everything I have going on. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this. I've been walking around my hoard a little bit, and I realize that I'm sitting on a lot of stuff for somebody of my age, so I gotta thin down just a little bit. I'm not sure what I'm getting rid of. Probably start out with lawnmowers. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for dropping by to watch, comment, and subscribe. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.